video has been recorded once and I was gonna edit it, and then all this stuff started happening, so I postponed that, and then I recorded some more thoughts, and then I was gonna edit it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I should probably just wait until they release this official statement. So that's where we are. I'm going to read the official statement that Pokémon Masters and the producers have basically gave for some issues that have been going on inside the game. So I figured we would read it together, talk about it, and then I would play the more opinionated part of the video after this. So at the top it says, a message from Pokémon Masters Team Volume 1. Thank you for playing Pokémon Masters. I'm Yu Sasaki, the producer of Pokémon Masters. It basically goes on and says, thank you for downloading and playing, giving Pokémon Masters a chance. They greatly appreciate it, but we have noticed some concerns and we'd like to bring those up and basically make a plan for what we're gonna do. And basically make a plan for what we want to do to fix these problems. So it says the first thing is addressing primary issues. We'd like to address what we believe to be the 3 biggest areas of concern since the game's launch. First, as we know, there have been plenty of bugs and other issues that have impaired your enjoyment of the game. Some of the feedback we received was regarding which bugs we prioritized fixing first and how quickly we were able to fix them. We fully understand and appreciate these concerns, as it's not our intention to provide a poor user experience. Rather, our focus was on fixing any bug that affected game mechanics or progression first. Moving forward, we will carefully prioritize critical issues and their potential solutions. We will also redouble our efforts to address issues in a timely fashion as our team continues to streamline its operational processes. So that actually sounds pretty good. Basically, they're trying to reevaluate the priority of the bugs that they need to fix based on the bugs that we have basically said, hey, we need you guys to help us out here. We need you guys to fix this stuff. It says, in the past, we acknowledge issues such as the dire hit description and the sync move power issue. For those and other matters, we provided gems as compensation. Player satisfaction remains our top priority, and we understand how these kinds of issues may compromise it. Second, we acknowledge the 2 most common concerns from our community. There's not enough content for players to enjoy, and the overall battle difficulty and design are not satisfactory. Our original plan was to have players progress through the main story while at the same time tackling co-op battles and EX challenges throughout September and October. That said, we understand that players have quickly progressed through all available content and feel dissatisfied with the current offerings. Very, very true. As fans ourselves, we also feel a great sense of urgency to provide more quality content for players to enjoy. We're working hard to address this as soon as possible. The next few paragraphs basically talk about the EX challenges, how the EX challenges were kind of unfair in some situations. We recognize the importance of adjusting everything that we've talked about, that they're going to be working on fixing those things very, very soon. Ideally, we would have been able to provide a message like this such sooner, but it was crucial for us to carefully consider your feedback and the best long-term solution to the complex challenges involved with addressing these concerns. We also prioritized severe bug fixes and future content updates. Now that our team has grown, we feel we are better equipped to handle the unique concerns of our global operation and will ensure that future communications with our players is more consistent. So I don't know if you guys, if you are on Twitter and you by chance follow Pokémon Masters, the English account is extremely slow in terms of getting out the news to the players. The Japanese account, they are on top of it. I had no idea that we were getting 6,000 gems for the bug compensation until like I went through the Japanese Twitter and translated a bunch of stuff. The English account then, like almost 24 hours later, was like, oh hey, log in and get these gems. And I was like, okay. We'd also like to assure our company that the feedback we've received, whether it is through our official community support channels or through player communities like Reddit, has been carefully considered and discussed with the development team. In the future, we hope to improve both the speed and transparency of our messaging to players. So that is perfect. I love that. says plans to address the current issues. So basically they list 4 things that are basically the biggest issues that they have seen. Lack of content, lack of appealing rewards, difficulty in design, and poor usability. So out of the video where I was basically bringing up 5 things that I really disliked about Pokémon Masters, lack of content was in there, and lack of appealing rewards was in there. Difficulty in design, I'm not like... I did touch on the fact that sometimes it gets unfair if you don't have certain sync pairs to complete certain missions and you get into a co-op battle and things just kind of suck for both ends of the party, like whether it's you not having the sync pairs that you need or the opponent not having the sync pairs that you need, it basically sucks. So yeah, you could say I touched on that. I don't really have a problem with the usability. I feel like the usability of the game is fine. It's okay. It says regarding number 2, which is the lack of appealing rewards, this is feedback that we can address relatively quickly. Please look forward to updates in the near future, but for number 1, 3, and 4, these issues will take time to fully address, but we will for sure keep players updated about our progress. Okay? And then it says future direction. So our goal is to provide users with an enjoyable experience that's unique to the world of Pokémon Masters. In the near future we will provide more detailed roadmap, but for now we can share the following short-term plans. More story events and revised reward systems. So right then and there, that is huge. That's a big deal because that's basically what 90% of the complaints that I've personally seen everywhere, whether it's Discord, whether it's Reddit, whether it's on Twitter comments, besides that one guy that always wants, you know, green and her stuff added. That's basically what I see. It's not worth it to play because there's not enough reward in getting and grinding for everything that I've done, and there's not enough content for me to feel like I can enjoy it. I play through it once, I'm pretty content with it. I play through it twice, I'm pretty much getting tired of it and I don't want to play it a 3rd or a 4th time. And then it says the final message from the producers: we're disappointed we did not meet the expectations of our community, and for this we sincerely apologize. It's our intention that this does not happen again. Hearing these opinions from fellow trainers has deepened our sense of commitment to deliver a game that we can be proud of. We are very appreciative of all the feedback, both critical and positive. Our goal is to create an experience like the fans witnessed in that first animated trailer, gathering iconic sync pairs and tackling through challenges as you grow and strengthen bonds with your team. We believe that by needing to focus too much on specific skills, players felt forced into a situation where all team compositions look identical and there was an overall sense that there were only one correct approach for each challenge. We hope to create an environment where fans can partner with their favorite sync pairs and find unique solutions to entertaining challenges. That is amazing. So that is huge because I have a team set up in game just called Grind, where it's Lycanroc, Rosa, and then you can basically put anybody else you really want. I either use Maylene for the extra attack boost, or even Skyla for the defense buff, or you know, the potion, whatever, but they can basically auto like everything. That says that, hey, we're gonna go back to the drawing board and we're gonna make sure that every single team comp doesn't look the same. We're gonna provide more unique challenges per mission, per battle. I love that. Both the development and operation teams are fully committed to improving this game and creating a memorable experience for all fans to enjoy. We thank you for all the time that you've shared with us already and for the generous feedback you've provided that has helped us determine how the game's future will unfold. That's pretty nice. It's pretty great that they're definitely working on things like that. I would definitely like to go ahead and do a couple of sync pair scouts because I haven't done any in a few days, and the ones that you're going to see at the very end of this video is just totally old at this point. But we still need blue, so let's see what kind of not blue that we get. No flash animation to start with. We do have a 3-star antenna, and we're coming up on the doors, which are 4-star doors. Cool, so we have a 4-star power up. So at the Hilda banner, let's throw that down. Nothing flashy. Looking at our kind of antenna. What kind of antenna? Just a 3-star antenna. Our doors could tell it all though. God, doors. Do have 3-star doors, so we're gonna skip all that. Yada yada, we don't need that. So that is actually gonna be it. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and play the rest of this video, and notice that I recorded this on like October 6th. So this was a few days before they released this letter, so a lot of this stuff is completely blind to the fact that they've acknowledged what our concerns were. So if you basically watched the negative side of this video, the 5 things that I dislike about Pokémon Masters, this is supposed to be the time where I really shed some light on why I love this game. All 5 of these reasons, 4 mainly, the 5th one's kind of a cop-out. All 5 of these reasons are big reasons why I love Pokemon Masters and why I will continue playing it. And I wanted to basically just show appreciation, because I don't want to just criticize the game in one video and never praise it for what it does good, because that's not fair. It does have some glaring concerns that I think should be addressed, and they are going to address, thankfully. But I also wanted to pay some praise to where Pokemon Masters does really well and what I enjoy about it, because it deserves both sides. It deserves the criticism, but it also deserves the praise. And if you're one of those people that only criticizes it, by all means do you, but I definitely feel like there should be some praise for what they've accomplished so far. So without further ado, I'm going to change shirts and we'll get into that video. We're actually back, and instead of complaining in this video, we're actually going to talk about five reasons that I think you should keep grinding, keep playing Pokemon Masters, and try to hold out, because there are some good things about this game. As much as there's a ton of things to complain about, there are a few things that we can talk about that are actually noteworthy and possibly could be one of the reasons that keep you playing this game. But let's go ahead and jump into our first thing. Remember, these are in no particular order whatsoever, just kind of the order that I wrote them down in. But first thing that we're actually going to talk about is no stamina system. So like I talked about in the previous video, my only exposure to a game similar to Pokemon Masters would be any of the actual Pokemon games, like the core series games, or any other gacha games, because that's kind of the only thing that really has some similarities here. But I do have some experience with Dragon Ball Legends, so most of my information, while biased, is going to be coming from there. Basically, no stamina system, right? I mean, right? One of the best things about this game is the fact that you don't have to have some sort of way to get any type of distance in this game. You don't have to have a way to buy back some time to play through this event. You don't have to have a way to pay premium gems or currencies or anything like that to continue on to the next level. You basically can download this game, device pending it works, and you can literally go through the entire story in one night if you want to. It's not going to take you all night, but you can do it on a night throughout the week somewhere. So that's amazing. That's one of the coolest things about this game. I'm honestly a little conflicted, because I think there's a positive side to having no stamina system, and there's a negative side to having no stamina system. And when I first got this game, I was one of those guys that was like, oh my god, like, what are they gonna do? There's no stamina system. People are just gonna grind out this entire game and then complain that they don't have any content. Yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. So unfortunately, I was on that side of things, and then I got to reading a lot of stuff on Reddit and just in different Discord servers, and I was like, wow, I am kind of dumb for thinking that having a stamina system would actually be better for this game. But I don't know, I'm still very conflicted on that, because while it's great that I don't have to like have an extra layer of things holding me back from completing this event or the story or whatever, I also don't have anything holding me back from just completing everything and complaining. Well, it's a great thing. I do feel like I'm more of like a 51% it's a good thing, 49% it's a bad thing. I like the aspect more than I hate it, for sure. So the next thing about Pokemon Masters is, if you haven't started, for whatever reason, if you've just been seeing all of the hate, if you've been unfortunately not able to play at this point, and let's say you just got that brand new iPhone stovetop, maybe it's time to start playing. One of the best things I think about this game is that it's actually really easy to reroll and get started in general. Basically, the quickest way to do it, download the game, play through Chapter 1, link a Nintendo account. Even if it's a fake Nintendo account, whatever. Link it and you get enough gems to do quite a few pulls. It's like 3 or 4 different pulls. And if you don't like your characters, go under the settings, unlink that account, delete the game, uninstall the game, clear the cache, whatever, and then wash, rinse, repeat. And right there, you could do that 5 or 6 times until you get the characters that you actually want to play with. If your favorite sync pair is Thornton and Bronzong, then what's up, nerd? If your favorite sync pair is Olivia and Lycanroc, good luck. Either way, basically, as long as you can get in and re-roll until you get characters that you'll enjoy playing with, I think you'll have a pretty good time with it. And it's fairly easy to do that and to get started and to re-roll if you don't like what you get off your first few pulls. The next thing is that new trainers are actually being added what so far seems to be like once or twice a month. So that's actually really cool. So that basically means that we get one decent, like, bigger profile, higher profile character. Our first month was really, our launch month at least, was like Blue and Pidgeot, which evolved into Mega Pidgeot. And then we had some other like trainers sprinkled out through there, some decent stuff. And then in our second month, we end up getting Hilda and Tepig, that can evolve all the way up to Emboar. And that's all fine and dandy, but we also are going to get some more trainers, which, just in case nobody wants to be spoiled, I won't say what they are, but we are getting some more trainers this month, which is actually really cool. That actually means that for a couple of times a month, you actually have something to look forward to. If you're one of those free-to-play players that doesn't like to spend gems until you get to a banner that you know you're going to go heavy on, then that's basically like every 2 weeks or so, you can really sit there and think, do I want to scout or do I pass on it? Now in Dragon Ball Legends, it's, I think weekly is what they're up to now. They basically add new characters, like, it's like 3 times out of the month. It's like 3 weeks out of the month it feels like we get new characters. I don't know what it actually is, but we get new characters a lot in Dragon Ball Legends, and that's really cool. But Pokémon Masters is also adding quite a few trainers, and I'm certain that once they get on the roll with it, these trainers are going to come out and they're just going to be cool and better and cooler and better-er and cooler-er and better-er. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the battle system. So I wrote down that it is a semi-unique battle system in terms of 3-on-3 isn't necessarily anything new. And real-time battle systems aren't necessarily anything new, but when you combine 3-on-3 with real-time and smash Pokemon into it, it's kind of unique for Pokemon at least. So Pokemon Masters, I think, has a pretty unique battle system in the sense that there's not too many games out there that you can come close to really replicating what Pokemon Masters offers inside of the Pokemon universe. So the things that I really like about the battle system is it's generally pretty fast-paced in single player. Co-op can be a little slow, which we touched on in the previous video, but it's at least decently fast. It's kind of nice to like throw down certain moves. It's kind of cool to see some animations. I just, in general, I don't have any problems with the mechanics of the battle system. I think that they're really cool. They're really interesting, and even though sync can be kind of lackluster sometimes, they're actually really fun to watch. I do kind of get an excitement whenever I see a new sync pair move that I haven't seen yet or something like that. Like, I think that's pretty cool. The uniqueness of the battle system is actually something that you could possibly want to stick around for, because as we mainly could guess, it's only going to get improved upon from here, right? Now the last thing that we have to talk about is something, I actually struggled with this last one pretty hard, because there were quite a few things that I was like really thinking like, oh, this is kind of cool, but it's not really like oh man, this is why I love Pokemon Masters. So I ultimately decided on kind of a cop-out answer. Unfortunately, yeah, I know this is going to be kind of a cop-out answer, but hear me out. Pokemon Masters is still relatively brand new. We still only have been going for roughly a month or so, and Pokemon Masters has got a decent future to look forward to. From what I've read, there's a lot of people that defend DNA specifically, saying that, yeah, DNA is usually not that hot on releasing a game. It's usually a long-term play for them, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with basically saying I'm in it for the long run. Let's actually try to go for it. But I really do have a lot of hopes and aspirations for this game. I want it to be a really fun game that I don't sink all this time into, and that I don't sink all this, you know, effort into and it die after, you know, a year. Like, I really don't want that. And I know that a lot of people kind of expected Pokemon Go dead after a year. People were like, oh, well, they only got the original 150, they don't even have Mew in here yet, like what are they even doing? And then Pokemon Go basically, you know, rose from the ashes like a freaking phoenix. There was this huge resurgence of people that really wanted to get back into the game because of the tie-in with a main series, sorta. If Pokemon Masters can stick around and play the long game, if the Pokemon Company doesn't mind letting it have a couple of down months, because I'm sure you guys have seen the chart. It's pretty friggin' bad. The revenue that this game pulled in its first month, its first week or so, was really, really impressive. And then it's basically dwindled down from there, and it's not anywhere compared to what it was when it first launched, but that's to be expected. So as long as the Pokemon Company is in it for the long haul, as long as DNA is in it for the long haul, I don't have a problem with it kind of being meh right now. Yeah, it's not the greatest. A lot of people are already jumping off ship. A lot of people are already going overboard. They don't want anything with this anymore. They're done with it. And that's okay. I feel like Pokemon Masters could fall by the wayside and a lot of people could forget about it. And it could have those like hardcore fans that some other Pokemon games really do, like Mystery Dungeon. Mystery Dungeon isn't something that a lot of people are like the first at the top of their list to say, my favorite game is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And it just doesn't happen every day. And I think Pokemon Masters is going to be one of those niche, unique games, but I want it to be fun. I want it to have a bright future. I want it to be something that people can come back to. Even a year from now, if they come back and they're like, oh, I want to see what's different in Pokemon Masters now. I want to see if they've improved on it since that time that Hilbert and Oshawott came out and nobody even cared. None of us can, of course, foresee the future. We can only guess and estimate what is going to happen. I'm hopeful. So that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. Of course, we do have our scout, so let me go ahead and get that set up. So now let's actually go ahead and get our scout done for this video. Like I said in the previous video where we were complaining, of course, this is basically, I need both Hilbert and Hilda, but I'm just going to go ahead and do one daily discount for Hilbert here. Let's hold our fingers. Let's pray to the RNG gods, Arceus, and DNA. Give it to me. No flashy animation. Let's see what kind of antenna we got though, because as you know, the antenna gives us a little bit of information. Just a 3-star, unfortunately. So let's check out what kind of doors. The doors can tell it all. And it's just 3-star doors. 3-star doors. Can't speak anymore. So that is actually another 3-star power-up for exchange for our Roxanne. So that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. As always, remember that the Discord link is down in the description below if you are interested in joining that. But until our next video, I'm going to go ahead and play those ending credits for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.